We all know that the data center industry has been booming in recent years. However, with industry investment comes increased competition and a new set of challenges for data center operators. On the supply side, competition and regulation has put facility efficiency in the spotlight, while shifting sands and enterprise IT will continue to evolve the optimal commercial strategy for operators. So, how can data center operators de-risk their infrastructure investments to enable sustained future growth? Unlike many infrastructure investments, data centers are not standardized, homogeneous facilities. Data center operators can materially differentiate their facility and ensuring value proposition to proactively target enterprise and service provider customer segments. However, such a commercial strategy is currently underdeveloped among data center operators, who by and large are focusing resources on facility development and operations. STL has three key recommendations for data center operators to develop their commercial strategy. The first one of these is to determine your target customer archetype from the outset. While AI training has led to an increasingly international market for facilities designed for high-performance computing, prioritizing capacity, density, and green energy accessibility, the bulk of AI compute is expected to shift towards fine-tuning and inferencing workloads in the next 3 years. Such workloads will be integral to the commercialization of AI, and their differing infrastructure requirements will be increasingly served by domestic data centers. Data center operators must proactively define their target workload and customer, be it AI or more traditional workload types, and design or retrofit facilities in line with this customer and workload segmentation. Secondly, operators must be proactive instead of reactive with their service provider strategy. With the technology ecosystem in between a data center and end customer only going to grow in complexity, with the rising dependency on digital as a competitive advantage across verticals. One key example of this is the expanding AI ecosystem. Hyperscalers and other frontier model providers are likely to continue with their horizontal strategy and rely on specialist software providers to commercialize the latest in Gen AI technology for specific consumer and enterprise use cases. Some of these players will be existing software vendors, such as Salesforce. However, new players will also emerge, and data center operators must be proactive in building a service provider strategy which is resilient across a range of AI commercialization scenarios, leveraging scenario and sensitivity analysis to develop such a strategy. The flip side of this trend is that data center operators targeting retail enterprises must be cognizant of a possible shift away from retail colocation and understand the combinations of company type and workload type which are likely to retain demand for colocation. And this leads to our last recommendation around regional customer identification. For multi-tenant sites, a strong customer pipeline and proposition is integral to protecting the bottom line from unexpected churn. Regional enterprises tend to favor benefits such as site access and data sovereignty, while regional service providers may be enticed by the configurability which colocation enables, especially given the tightening in compute hardware innovation cycles. Identifying possible regional customers using geofencing and targeting priority prospects with a verticalized or bespoke proposition is the first step to increasing facility utilization, with sales assets such as a cloud repatriation ROI tool or customer quotes or data points often an effective way to demonstrate business value to the customer, instead of just focusing on your technical specifications. Through customer segmentation, a resilient service provider strategy, and retail customer targeting, data center operators can reduce their dependency on customers and partners to define their facility roadmap and outpace the growth of your peers instead of just swimming with the current.